is Ross Williams, and I'm with Freedom Financial. And today I'm going to be telling you a few things you can do to finally beat procrastination. Now, procrastination is an issue everyone has, and I think it's especially pronounced in school, high school, college, whatever level. A lot of us struggle with procrastination issues. Me, myself personally, struggle with it tremendously. I didn't do anything in college unless it was absolute last moment. I would find every excuse and every distraction to stop me from getting my work done, as I'm sure we all have the same problem. But as I started to progress in life, I noticed how it was holding me back. I noticed that something needed to change. And so I went on a journey, read a bunch of books, looked online, and just, looked within myself for what are the answers to beating procrastination. And so today I'm going to share what I found and what I learned that helped me overcome procrastination. I will say it's still a journey. I'm not perfect, but I'm going to share what I've learned so far. One, the first thing you have to do to beat procrastination is accept that you're a procrastinator. A lot of people like to think that, their own stuff doesn't stink. But in order to change any process, you gotta first be able to observe the process. If you can't accept that you're a procrastinator and forgive yourself for being a procrastinator, then you'll never be able to progress forward. Now, the second thing you're going to do to beat procrastination is focus on one thing. So essentially, you may be procrastinating in different areas of your life when it comes to eating, when it comes to your schoolwork, when it comes to your job, whatever side projects you may be procrastinating. If you want to beat procrastination, you can't try to beat procrastination in every area of your life. You have to start with just one single task. So I want you to do to beat that procrastination in that task is write down what you want to accomplish. So let's say you have an exam in 3 weeks, you're going to write down, study for these specific areas on the exam today. And this will bring me to my next point, which is in order to beat procrastination, you need to set deadlines. So you can't only write down the task you want to complete, but you also have to write down when you want to get it completed. And so now, I guess that's the easiest part. You wrote it down, you have your deadlines. The hard part is actually doing the work on time. What I do to make sure I meet all my deadlines and get things done on time is I give myself rewards. So for instance, I had a lot of work to be completed in a 2-week deadline. And with these type of jobs, you can easily just say, hey, I'll just do it tomorrow. Do a little bit and do the rest tomorrow. But I didn't do that. Instead, I said, look, man, if I don't get it all completed by the end of the week, I'm literally going to take the money I had set aside to reward myself and then just give it away. Not saying giving away is a bad thing, but I also set the goal that if I complete everything on time within the deadline, I would buy myself a pair of sneakers. So me, myself, I like sneakers, I like clothes and stuff like that. So it was a reward, something I really wanted. And I said, in order to get that reward, I would have to meet my deadlines and basically beat procrastination. And this is a tool I use all the time. That reward, it keeps you motivated. So even those times you feel like, man, I don't want to do it right now, you think of the reward and it'll lead you to actually completing the task. Another great thing I did to beat procrastination is I had a trustworthy friend hold me accountable. This works best if the person you use, the friend you use, or family member you use, has the same goal as you. For instance, if you and your friend are both students, then it's easy because you can both say, okay, you'll hold me accountable to make sure I study for this test, and then you can hold them accountable for studying for their test. So I essentially got someone who had the same goal in mind, who I worked with, to help me overcome procrastination, hold me accountable. They would text me and say, hey, did you complete this on time? And then I would also contact them and make sure they're staying on their toes. So it's definitely a great way to beat procrastination, having someone else, because it'll keep you on your toes. It's a system of checks and balances. So find someone else who has a similar goal and work with them to beat procrastination. Now, overall, I realized the biggest thing when it comes to procrastination is excuses and distractions. It happens all the time to all of us. When you have something very important to do, it's just like the distractions and excuses start to overflow. Me knowing this, what I did was I wrote down every single excuse or distraction that could come up when I'm completing a task. no time, no money, don't feel like it, it's boring. I wrote down every single excuse or a distraction, like, oh, maybe go on my phone or work on something else. I wrote it all down on my board. And in the middle of the board, I wrote no more excuses. So now whenever a distraction comes up and I'm trying to do a task, I just look to the board and remember, okay, it's just an excuse or a distraction. I need to stay focused. I think writing down all your excuses like that is definitely a good way to make sure you stay focused on your task and to remind you it's just an excuse to deter you from your goals. I hope all of you can overcome procrastination and join me on this journey. At the end of the day, successful people, the go-getters in life, are all people that overcome procrastination in one form or another. Wish you success, subscribe, thanks for watching.